Namaste students, myself Seema Agrawal, a faculty at FPD. I'm going to take your human anatomy and physiology subject. So previously we have discussed the scope of anatomy, physiology and basic terminology used. And then in the second lecture we have discussed about the cell, its structure, its component and function. Today we are going to discuss about the epithelial tissue. Okay. Number of cell constitutes and they make the tissue. So there is a specific type of tissue in our body and has a major role in our body function, body structure, and it is epithelial tissue. So we are going to discuss in brief about the epithelial tissue. As you have already heard the word epithelial, so we are going to study that tissue only today. So epithelium consists of closely packed flattened cells that make up the inside and outside lining of our body areas. There is little intracellular material. So in epithelial tissue, intracellular materials are less. The tissue is avascular, meaning without blood vessels. Nutrient and waste exchange occurs through the neighboring connective tissue by the diffusion. So here the transport and the exchange between the tissue is through the diffusion. The upper surface of the epithelium is free or exposed like our skin, or exposed to the outside of the body or to an internal body cavity. The basal surface rests on the connective tissue. A thin extracellular layer called the basement membrane forms between the epithelial tissue and the connective tissue. So the basement membrane is a membrane that differentiates between the connective tissue and the epithelium tissue. So there are two kinds of epithelial tissue. One, the covering, the lining epithelial that covers the outside surface of the body, lines the internal organ, and the glandular epithelium secretes hormone and other products. So first one, epithelium that covers or lines. Epithelium tissue that covers or lines surfaces are classified by the cell shape, by the number of cell layers. The following terms are used to describe these features. Now, on the basis of cell, there are two types in which the epithelial tissue, the covering type of epithelial tissue are divided: shape of the cell and the number of layers they have. So firstly, we will discuss about the about their classification on the basis of the shape of the cell. So it's squamous type. They are flat. The nucleus of this cell is located near the upper surface, gives these cells the appearance of a fried egg. Okay. Now the cuboidal, as the name suggests, they are in tube shape, hexagonal shape. The nucleus is centered round. Then columnar cells, they are tall in the form of columns. Oval nucleus are present at the basement of the membrane. Okay. Then the transition cells. Transition cells are flat to tall cells that can extend or compress in response to the body movement. So they have the specific function of change in the shape that can be extended or compressed. Okay, that's why their name is transitional cell. Now on the basis of number of layers: simple epithelium, single layer of cells; stratified epithelium, described epithelium consisting of multiple layers; and pseudo stratified epithelium describes a single layer of cells of different sizes, giving appearance of being multi-layered. So the layer is single, but it has, the cells are of different size. Some are thick, some are small, some are columnar, some are cuboidal. So it gives the appearance of layering. So that's why the name is pseudo stratified epithelium. So name of the epithelium tissues includes a description of both their shape, their number of layers. The presence of cilia, as we have discussed in the cell and its components chapter topic, the presence of cilia may also be identified in their name. For example, simple squamous described epithelium consists of single layer of flat cells. Pseudophyte stratified columnar ciliated epithelium described the single layer of tall ciliated cell of more than one size. So the type of the cell, size, the layer, and cilia. If all the three are present, the name will be according to that only. So whatever we have discussed here are in diagrammatical presentation: cuboidal one, columnar one, pseudostratified one, then the mixture one, whatever the components they have together. Now endocrine gland secretes there are two types, simple and the glandular one. So now the glandular one, they have two kinds of glands. Endocrine glands secretes hormones directly into the bloodstream. For example, thyroid gland secretes the hormone thyroxine. And then the exocrine glands. Exocrine glands secretes their hormones into the tube or the ducts which carry the secretions to the epithelial surface like sweat, saliva, stomach acid, and etc. Then exocrine glands are again classified on the basis of their structure: unicellular, multicellular. As the name suggests, unicellular or multicellular describes a single celled gland or gland made up of many cells respectively. A multicellular gland consists of a group of secretory cells and a duct through which the secretion passes as they exit the gland. Branched refers to the branching arrangement of the secretory cells in the gland. A simple and compound refers to whether the duct of the gland does or does not branch respectively. Now the tubular ones, tubular describes a gland whose secretory cells forms a tube, while alveolar describes secretory cells that form a bulb-like shape. Okay. Here we can see the tubular ones, the alveolar ones, the branched ones, the coiled ones. So simple and compound, they also have different kinds of structures, the shack-like structure, tubule-like structure. So they are classified in many ways. Now the classification is on the basis of their function also. For example, in merocrine glands secretion passes through the cell membrane of the secretory cells, and apocrine, a portion of the cell containing the secretion is released as it separates from the rest of the cells. And holocrine glands, the entire secretory cells disintegrate and are released along with their content. Okay, so here we have completed the different types of epithelial, what's their shape, what's their structure, what are their function, and how they are named. Like whatever the type of cell, the shape of the cell or cilia are present or not present, so they are named according to them. So hereby we are completing the epithelial tissue, and here we have covered the basic information about the epithelial. In the next class we will start studying about the systems and like nervous system, musculoskeletal system, or cardiovascular system. And for that we will also again start from their basic, like if we will start muscular system, then we will start it from the muscular tissue, then its structure, its components, then the contraction of muscles, the metabolism, and everything. So you must all study this epithelial tissue, its basic things, and then in problem solving class you can ask me about any doubt you have, or if you study something new about the epithelial tissue, you can ask about that also from the research paper, published paper, wherever you can study the material, you can ask the question. I will try to solve your problem. Thank you.